can you tell us your name?
My name is Professor Johanna Sophia.
That's a nice name. And you're 70 years old, and have you never had a vaccine?
I am indeed 70 years old, and I have never, ever had a vaccine in my life.
That's amazing. Well, now, do you have any illnesses?
Oh, I'm crippled, as you can see, and I can't. No.
Do you have polio or autism?
I have no illnesses that I know of. And that in spite of the fact that I was born with a little hole in my heart and I was sick quite a lot as a child, more to do with my parents didn't know that dairy causes a lot of inflammation in children that are sensitive. And so I had ear infections, etc. But it did not lead to any vaccines. And I naturally had measles and rubella and a little bit of whooping cough, which was very light. So I never felt that I had the need for any vaccine. And when I traveled a lot in my life, I had the same notion. Well, it came from my parents. My parents were both Waldorf teachers, and they thought that chemicals derived from literally the gases used in the gas chambers in Germany. My parents were German. Were not a good idea to use as vaccines and herbicides and pesticides and all those kind of chemicals derived from that huge factory that was now standing there, producing all kinds of other chemicals after the Second World War. So that just as an aside. So my parents were very aware. They were pacifists, and they did not like, therefore, the whole concept of allopathic medicine. So it was homeopathy in our life, and what they did the best they could in terms of healthy eating. Organic just became a thing. So that's how I grew up.
And you then, well, once you became an adult, you could then make your own decisions. You just carried that on then, did you? Because
I absolutely did, because I had no reason to think otherwise. And maybe there were pressures sometimes, especially when I decided to follow my then first husband to Africa, to Zimbabwe, and lived in Zimbabwe from 81 to 85 and a half, and also traveled within Africa a little bit. Yeah, and some people said, yeah, but you need to get this and you need to get that, and isn't it dangerous? But no, nature is the same everywhere on this little planet. That's what I came to conclude. And nature works the same everywhere on the planet. So if I keep myself as healthy and fit as possible, then I can withstand or go through, if necessary, some health challenges. But they aren't really as many health challenges as we make it out to be, is my experience.
Yeah, the fear-mongering.
Yeah. So, and I've been in, like I said, I've been in about 30 some countries, and I've worked for longer periods of time in about 10, from France to Zimbabwe to Romania to a couple of others. So I never had the feeling that I need to be scared of diseases. I know that when I stress myself, and because I'm a little bit cocky in terms of my health, I would then say I don't need more than 3-4 hours of sleep, right? And as a single mom for a long time, I felt that I could handle that, only to learn that that was not such a good idea. I should actually take better care of my body and do my fitness and eat healthy.
So you're a mom. Let's talk about your children.
I'm a mom, yeah.
Did you vaccinate your children?
Well, that's a little bit of I'm going to try and make it very short. I was desperately wanting to be a mom, and at age 40, I was so happy to be able to adopt a child with my then husband, and my daughter was 3 months old when she came to me, but the adoption procedure was not completed. And in that it took a whole year to get the adoption finalization date with the court, which was cruel, I thought, because I could not actually implement what I would have wanted. I mean, I did a lot, whatever I could to give her the extra taurine and the extra juices, etc. But I had to go to one so-called well visit, and I had this, it's going to make me cry, sorry.
It's okay.
I can't talk about it without it. And my little daughter sat on my lap, and she screamed like I was betraying her. And she got that shot when she got that shot. And then I said to the doctor, I will never do this again. I don't care. And yeah, but your 6 months well visit is coming up, and you need to. And I got some literature, and it said in the literature that that it's optional, that one can postpone those shots, even under the state rule of adoption. So I said, I'm not coming back. I will postpone, and because I knew that by the time that postponement would run out, I would have the adoption completed. And the wonderful thing is that I was pregnant with my son, and he didn't need to get anything. And actually 5 days after he was born, we all went to court with my little baby in a basket, went to court and finalized my daughter's adoption, and our family was complete. So
I'm sorry you had to go through that, though.
yeah, it was, and like I said, it's something that haunts you. And she will say to me, oh, Mom, come on, I got over it, you know, I don't have any particular health issues. And sometimes I feel it's not physical health issues, but other issues, anxieties, nervousness, and those kind of issues that make it hard sometimes for her to be comfortable in her own body. But she's got a brilliant brain, and she's going to be she's going for her doctorate in psychology, so she's going to be a brilliant psychologist.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And here I am, ran my first half marathon at 64, because I thought I really need to give myself another booster. Not that kind, the natural one.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here on the bus. And they say, you know, the people that are unvaccinated are a danger, and they're going to die of measles. And look at you, you're 70, you're unvaccinated, you're super healthy. And I can't thank you enough for coming and telling us that.
You're so welcome. I'm so happy you're doing this, because the feeling healthy, you know, when on my 70th birthday, I woke up and I said, I am so happy to be 70, because it feels great. I have all this experience. I have a body that's better functioning than ever. And I have a full 30 years ahead of me, at least.
It's wonderful.